Okay, so hi everyone, welcome to class and good evening everyone. Good evening, Afifa, Anju, Gala, everyone. I think I'm audible and visible to all of you, right? So can you please confirm? Okay, fine. So let's start. Good evening. Okay, so let me share my screen, everyone, and let's start with the coding. So yesterday we were talking about OOPS programming concept. So we are going to extend same thing. So let me open up my VS Code and yeah. So yesterday we talked about classes and objects. So anyone who is having any kind of a doubt, by the way, with respect to, and I believe I have already uploaded assignments, maybe 20 assignment question. I assume I have uploaded 20, 25. I don't remember exact number, but yeah. So I'm assuming that all of you have gone through that assignment and all of you have tried those assignments at least. Yeah, 20. Yes. So 20 assignments we have floated yesterday. Fine. So those who have not completed the assignment, so please take your time and this week at least try to complete all the assignments. Now, so let's create a new file. So oops one dot ipynb. Fine. And let's start talking about couple of more concept inside a oops in today's class. So tried but not able to solve. Okay. Okay. Uh, so difference between underscore add underscore add. Okay, we'll talk about that. That's another dunder function, basically, or a special method you can say, which is already available. We'll be talking about that a lot. So, like I said, so we have to discuss a lot in terms of this entire things. So first of all, guys, in today's class, let's try to talk about inheritance, right? And then we'll be talking about polymorphism. And after that, so we'll be talking about maybe abstraction if time allows. Otherwise, next class, right? So yesterday we talked about classes and objects. So we all know that how to create a class, why we are creating a classes, by the way, and how we will be able to access anything from a class, whether it's a variable or whether it's a within a variable classes or maybe outside. So how I will be able to access it with the help of its object. So that is a kind of analogy we were able to build it till my today's class. Now in today's class, so first of all, let's talk about one concept called as inheritance, which is again a core part of your oops programming concept in any programming language, not just in Python. In any programming languages, you will be able to find out if it supports basically oops, then you will be able to find out concept called as inheritance. So as its name suggests, right? As its name suggests, that inheritance means we are trying to inherit something from someone. For example, we as a human being, so we try to inherit some property from our parents, maybe from our ancestors, maybe the way we speak, the way we walk, the way we behave, maybe like a color, maybe a face or something, right? We all try to inherit. Similarly, right? Similarly, so you will be able to find out that even in case of object-oriented programming concept, there is something called as inheritance. So where you will be able to inherit a property of one class into another classes. And that is something that we are going to talk about. So let's start talking about these properties. Shall we start, guys? Everyone is ready with a Jupyter notebook? Yes. We are inheriting knowledge from you, sir. Yes, that is also an example of inheritance. Yeah. So you all are trying to inherit some sort of a knowledge, some sort of a concept from me. So that is something called as inheritance. So same concept in terms of programming. We'll try to understand and we'll see how we can write all of those things in a particular manner. So here, let's suppose I have basically a class and I have basically a order class. Fine. I have a order classes. Now, so inside this order class, let's suppose I'm going to create maybe a function and I'm going to create this init basically. So constructor, by the way, init, I'm going to create underscore underscore colon. Sorry, my bad. I think let me close all my VS Code instances and open it once again. Yeah, so many VS Code instance was opened. Fine. So let's suppose we have a class called as ORDER order class. And then inside that, so we have basically like a inbuilt function, or you can say a constructor underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Fine. So this is basically a init function we have. And here at the time of creation of object, so it is going to ask me maybe some values, depends what kind of a logic which I'm going to build. So here, whenever someone is trying to create an object of this order class, so they are supposed to basically add maybe a detail called as cart underscore TOTL cart total. And they are supposed to give a distance DIST in maybe a kilometer. So whenever you are trying to create any kind of a order, and then what we can do, so we can try to say that self dot basically cart underscore TOTL is equals to CART cart total. So maybe this is something that we can write. Again, self dot distance in kilometer is equals to distance in kilometer. So here in this manner, it is going to ask me for these two data whenever I'm going to create any kind of a object for this order class. Okay, that's cool. This is what we were able to understand in my yesterday's class itself. So we are going to create one inbuilt class method. And here we are going to create a method called as, let's suppose, delivery fees. So what will be a delivery fees? So delivery fees is going to be something that we are going to calculate. So here, let's suppose my base fare is equals to 20 rupees, right? My base fare is equal to 20 rupees. Per kilometer charge is, let's suppose, 5 rupees, right? So here, per kilometer charge is 5 rupees. Now, total charge, let's suppose, is going to be per kilometer charge into, I can say, uh, per kilometer charge into distance in kilometer. So self dot dist distance in kilometer, which I'm trying to take it from here, right? Which I'm trying to take it from here, by the way. And plus I can try to add base fare over here. So whatever base fare that we have. And then this is supposed to return what? So total charges. So this is one of the inbuilt function I have created, as you can see. And here, so there is a base fare, there is a per kilometer fees. The total charge is equal to per kilometer into a total distance, per kilometer fees into total distance. And this is going to give me plus base fare is going to give me a total charge. So this function is going to return me a total delivery fee. So for whatever delivery that we are trying to make, so it is going to return me a total delivery fees. Now, I want to create one more function. So final amount. So final amount. So what is going to be the final amount? So let's try to call self over here. And final amount is nothing but, so try to return. Final amount is going to be a cart total. So this particular amount. So self dot cart total plus whatever this function is going to return. And again, we as we all know that this function is a part of this class, and within the class, if we are trying to access this function with the help of self pointer, I will be able to access. So self dot, I can call a delivery fee function over here. Now this is going to be my final amount. Is it okay with everyone? The class that we have created and the calculation that we are doing. I think even in real life, this is something which happens. Yes, I've just printed the code. Yeah. Any doubt with respect to anything? Why I'm using self over here? Why I'm using self over here? What is the meaning of this init that I have written? Anyone? If anyone is having even a 1% of confusion, let me know. Yes. Okay. So person is asking, Chitaranjan is asking me that can you please try to explain me a delivery fees? Okay. So let's suppose you have ordered something on a Jepto. Yeah, Jepto or maybe on a Blinkit. There will be a base fee. They will charge. So basically, based on the order value, generally try to calculate, or by default they try to keep a base fee. For example, Zomato. So by default there will be some sort of a base fee. So whether you are going to order some item for 100 rupees, or maybe you are going to order some sort of item for 1,000 rupees, there will be a base fee. This is what I have written over here in this particular place. Then per kilometer delivery charge, right? Per kilometer delivery charge. So per kilometer delivery charge is going to be 5 rupees. So base fees is 20. Per kilometer delivery charge is, let's suppose, 5 rupees. Let's suppose a delivery person is coming from a distance of 10 kilometer, right? Distance of 10 kilometer. So what will be the total delivery charge? What will be a total delivery charge, by the way? So a base fare, which is here, right? Base fare into per kilometer fees into total distance, total kilometer. So here you are providing a total kilometer. So I'm just trying to multiply a per kilometer charge into a total kilometer plus a base fare, which is going to give me total delivery fees, and I'm trying to return it. So this function is going to return me a total delivery charges, right? Even for a 50 kilometer, even for a 10 kilometer, or even for a 1 kilometer, or even for a 0 kilometer. Let's suppose kilometer is equal to 0. So even in that situation, this component is going to be 0, but there will be a base fee. So there is a base fee of 20 rupees I'm going to charge you, even if I'm going to deliver in a neighborhood, by the way. Yeah. So this function is going to give you that. Now, so what is a total order value, by the way? So order value is going to be your cart total, whatever item that you have added. So obviously for that item, there must be some charges, right? So total cart value we are getting from here. So cart total, so whatever like amount that you are going to enter over here, plus a delivery charge. So whatever this function is going to return as a value. So this is what I'm trying to call over here. So as this function is a part of class, and within a class I'm trying to call it, so that is the reason I am using a self over here. So whether it's a function or whether it's a variable, right? Whether it's a variable, instance variable, if you are trying to call it within the class, so obviously you have to use what? You have to use a pointer. Is it making sense, everyone? Yeah. Now there is a question, how do we decide what detail to put in init function? See, I'm trying to build one situation, build one scenario, right? I'm trying to build one scenario over here. It depends upon the business use cases, the problem that you are trying to solve, or the logic that you are trying to write. So as of now, I'm trying to build one situation, and as for my situation, so these two things should go over here. Maybe item that you are going to add inside your cart. So maybe item name should go over there. Maybe expiry date, or many more things can go inside the init function, or maybe not, right? Maybe not. But yeah, so as per my business situation, so this is something that I need at the time of creation of an object. I have assumed it, right? So why not delivery fee in it? Because this is a custom one, right? You can try to put a delivery fee over here as well. I don't have any kind of a issue if you are able to do a calculation. But to do this calculation, I have created a separate method. I mean, like there is no logic behind it, right? That why not delivery fee inside in it? I'm trying to show you one situation so that I can teach you classes and objects. So obviously, to teach you classes and objects, I have to build some scenario, right? So I'm doing that. I mean, like it goes in that way. Okay, fine. So there is a class order. Now execute it. Fine. So I have already created this particular class. That's okay, right? Now, right? So here, let's suppose, right? So let's suppose here, I'm trying to create one more class. Let's suppose, right? I'm trying to create one more class. So over there, I'm trying to do an implementation for a free delivery pass. Yep. My scenario is that I'm trying to create one more class, a separate class. and responsibility of that particular class is to calculate or to return basically a free delivery pass, right? For example, let's try to build a situation over here, right? That if delivery fees is going to be zero, maybe I'm trying to like do some sort of an exceptional case over here. So if someone's cart total is more than 1,000 rupees, right? If someone's cart total is going to be more than 1,000 rupees, so in that case, just try to waive off the delivery fee. Yeah, just try to waive off the delivery fee. Otherwise, charge a delivery fee. Are you able to understand the situation? So I'm trying to build a scenario over here where if person's cart value, a cart total is going to be more than 1,000, right? More than 1,000 rupees. In that case, I'm not going to charge you any delivery fee. Yes, any delivery fee, literally any delivery fee. So basically all those calculations should happen with the help of separate class, right? If not, then obviously delivery fee will be charged, right? So here I can try to create a class, a separate class called as maybe a free delivery, right? Pass. So this is the kind of a class I'm going to create. And here, so I have to do a calculation that if total cart value, this cart total, we have a cart total inside a order class. So if total cart value is more than 1,000 rupees, then waive off. Otherwise, apply this delivery fee, a same calculation we have to apply. So I can try to re-replicate a same function inside this class as well, a free delivery pass as well. I can copy and paste the code and it is going to work. It is going to do the calculation. Yeah, it is going to do the calculation. But I don't want to rewrite a same piece of a code once again into my another class. That's again like a situation that I have in my hand. So I can do it. I can just copy and paste the same delivery fee like a method inside my free delivery class, and free delivery class will be having its own method. But I don't want to do that. I just wanted to reuse. Yes, I just wanted to reuse a same delivery fee function which is available in my order class. And even I would like to access this cart total variable, right? I would like to access this cart total variable, and I would like to reuse that cart total variable in my free delivery pass, because based on that I'm giving a discount on a delivery fee, right? If cart total value is more than 1,000 rupees, waive off the delivery charges, waive off the fees. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. How we can do it? Any idea? See, I'm just avoiding rewriting a same piece of a code. So any idea how we can try to achieve it? So Santanu is saying delivery fee self. Okay, I mean like this is one of the function. I can try to rewrite that function inside a free delivery pass. That's okay. But I don't want, right? I don't want, because somewhere I have already written this function. Again, why to rewrite the same function when some function is already available in some other classes? Yeah. So any idea how we can try to use this in other class? Richa is saying by creating an object. No, that will not solve the problem because it is going to be the local one. Call the function of a order class. So you are saying that Anuj, that we can call this function into my free delivery pass classes, right? This is what you are trying to suggest. Yeah. Again, the question is how. Next question is how I will be able to, that is my problem statement, right? That how I will be able to use the same function inside this one, and I'm not in a mood to copy paste the whole line, whole piece of the code. Yeah, I'm not in like a mood basically. So what we can do, so here inside a Python or inside any other programming language which supports OOPS programming concept, so we have a concept of basically inheritance. Yeah, inheritance. And what is the meaning of inheritance? English meaning of inheritance. So inheriting something from my parents, something from my ancestors, right? Some property, some nature, right? That is a ideal meaning of inheritance. So here maybe I can try to do some sort of a inheritance, and maybe I don't know how, basically, right? I don't know how I can do an inheritance, but yeah, Somehow, if I can inherit all the property of this class, somehow, if someone is going to give me a way out, right, if someone is going to suggest me a, something by which automatically, right, automatically, if all of these things which is a part of my order class will be available inside a free delivery pass classes, can I say that it will be able to solve my problem? Yes. Can I say that it will be able to solve my problem? So Dhruv has given me a exact answer. You have used AI. That's cool. Yeah. So it will be able to solve my problem. And this is a concept which I'm trying to teach you, that if some portion of the code which is already available in some classes, why to rewrite it, right? Reuse it. So again, we are trying to increase a reusability of the code, reusability of my code. Now, how I can do it? It's very simple in Python. So let's suppose this is my parent class. This order class is my parent class. Yes, it's my parent class. I will try to create a child class of a order class. How? So class free delivery pass and then bracket bracket, just like a function. So far I have not given a bracket over here, but here I'm trying to give a bracket. Yeah. So bracket bracket, and then just try to give a name of the order class. Just try to give a name of the order class. Now, what does this means? It simply means that automatically everything whatever is a part of this order class, automatically it will become a part of free delivery classes. Automatically, yeah, it will become a part of your free delivery classes. How? Let me show you that part. So let's suppose if I'm trying to write self over here dot, yeah, it's not showing me like a auto. Why? I don't know. Let me close my VS Code once again. Okay. And then save it and then close it and then open once again. Execute and then here. So let's suppose if I'm trying to write maybe a self over here, and then if I'm trying to give a dot, so here you will be able to see a cart. Again, it's not doing a autocomplete. I don't know. There is some problem with my VS Code or system restart. Yeah. So here, if you are going to write self dot cart total, TOTL, it should be able to identify that, okay, so cart total is something which I'm already aware about. By default, it is supposed to like understand. If I'm going to write, right, if I'm going to write that self dot uh, delivery fee, DLIVERY, FEE fee, then automatically it is supposed to understand that I'm trying to call this delivery fee over here. In this particular place, I'm trying to call this particular delivery fee. It should be able to understand automatically, and by default, everything is available over here. By the time I'm going to write this class over here inside my free delivery pass. Now, this class is technically called as this order class, which I have written over here. So this class is technically called as parent class. And this class, which is trying to inherit a property from this parent class, is called as child class, right? Child class, basically. So in this way, I'm trying to inherit all the properties which is available over here into this particular segment. This is called as inheritance. Now, what was my case? My case was simple. It should check. So what is a cart value? So if cart total value is more than 1000 rupees, no delivery fees at all. If cart value is lesser than or otherwise 1000, more than 1000, in that case, it should charge as per actual. Means it should call this particular function and it should charge as per actual. As simple as that. So that is a situation that was there in my hand. So let's try to implement that kind of a situation. So let me remove this, right? Let me remove this one. Now here what I will do, I'll try to create one more function. So def, so maybe delivery fee underscore, I can try to write maybe discount or maybe delivery fee with pass. And here, what I can do, so I can try to say that if self dot cart total is greater than 1000 rupees, in that situation, return what? Return RETURN, return what? Return what? Return 0. Otherwise, try to return what? So otherwise, try to return me the actual delivery fees. So otherwise, try to return what? Self dot delivery fee. So this particular function. So just see over here. So when I have written self, right? When I have written self and then dot, are you able to see that all of these variables or function which is a part of my parent class by default available here? Are you able to see it? Yes, this is what I wanted to show you, that by the time I have written only self, right? I have written self. By default, everything is available. My delivery fee function is available, right? My final amount function is available. My cart total is available. My delivery fee pass is available, right? Which is a local function, by the way. My distance is kilometer is available. Now, distance kilometer, this final amount, cart total, and delivery fee function, right? All of these things coming from where? Can I say that it's not a part of free delivery pass? It's actually a part of order class. Can I say that these entities are not a part of free delivery directly, right? It's a part of order class, but still I'm able to call it over here. Still it is able to give me a pop-up that, okay, this functions and these variables actually belongs to free delivery pass classes, means this classes. So technically I'm able to do a inheritance just by writing this bracket inside that, calling a class. Simple. And I will be able to use each and everything of this class into this one. Yeah, I will be able to call, I will be able to use everything from this class into this one. Okay, that is fine. Now, if I have to, like, basically uh, call a parent version of a delivery fee, right? Parent version of the delivery fee. So I can try to use a method called as super. Super over here, super dot. I can try to call basically a delivery fee. So this is going to call a parent version if I'm using super, right? If I'm using super. So super is nothing but it's basically trying to call something directly from a parent classes, and it is going to help me out in terms of using it. So this is what I have done. Now this is going to be my delivery fee pass method, which is a part of my class free delivery passes. As simple as that. And in this manner, I can call it as a example of inheritance. That, okay, I'm able to inherit something from my parent class into my child classes. Okay, fine. So execute it and leave it. I wanted to create another class. Yeah, I wanted to create another class where, so I wanted to, create a class for rain surcharge. Generally, when there is raining outside, right? So they charge you more. Even Zomato, even Jepto, even Blinkit. So they charge you more, basically, right? So because of rain, maybe sometime because of a high volume of order, or like their delivery boys are busy. So in that case, they're going to charge you more. This is what happens on every platform. So let's suppose I'm going to create another class called as rain surge class over here. And again in this one, right? Again in this one, I would like to use my delivery fee, this one, right? So by same method I will go. So I can try to inherit a order class over here. So by that, everything will be available to my rain surge classes as well. And here, so again, I'm going to do a calculation. So def delivery fee while rain. Fine. So here again, let's write a self in this one and let's try to do a calculation. Fine. Let's try to do a calculation. So in case of rain, right? In case of rain, I'm assuming that my delivery fee will be this plus some amount. Yeah, plus some amount. So this is going to be actual delivery fees plus some sort of a amount. Okay. So here I can say that my base fee is going to be a super of, basically super of delivery fee, super of delivery fee, and my final surge amount surge amount is going to be maybe 25% of the total delivery fee. I'm going to add it as a surcharge amount, right? So 0.25 into maybe a base fee, I can try to add it. And then I'm going to return the final amount. So final amount is going to be maybe base fee and plus surcharge. plus a surge amount which I have calculated. So this is going to be my total fees in case of rainy condition. So for rain, I'm trying to apply some sort of a surcharges, which is nothing but 25% of the base fee. And base fee calculation, I'm trying to do it from where? From same delivery fee. Yeah, I'm trying to use a same method, and from that, I'm trying to use this one. As simple as that. So here also, you will be able to see that I'm trying to use this method, which is not local to this class, which is not local to this class. So basically, I'm trying to use this method from my order class itself, and I can conceptually call it as a parent class. So basically, from a parent class, I'm trying to inherit something, and then I'm trying to do some sort of a calculation over here. So in this scenario, you can assume that there is a order class, and then from there, I'm trying to do a inheritance into two classes. So free delivery pass class, this one, and then I'm trying to do a inheritance into rain surge class, right? So this kind of inheritance I'm talking about. So where there are two child, one parent, from one parent, both of this child is trying to inherit something, and they're trying to reutilize something, right? They're trying to utilize something. So this is again one of the example of a inheritance that we are talking about. Is it making sense to all of us? Yes. Is it making sense to all of us, guys? Fine. Yeah. Okay, so here I think someone has asked me a question. So please explain return super line. Okay, so see, if we have like some parent classes, right, and we are trying to do some sort of a inheritance. Now, whatever method that we are using inside our parent classes in the exact manner, if we have to replicate, right, we don't have to create a duplicate, by the way, in the exact manner. So I have to use a same method. So in that case, I can try to go ahead with the super. This is where this super comes into a picture. That's my answer basically. So if you don't want to create a duplicate, so in that case, basically you can just try to call the above classes, and you will be able to basically create your own. So how many inheritance we can create? You can create as many inheritance as you want, depends upon your use cases. There is no limit to it. Yeah. So in terms of inheriting, so I can try to even use this range search, and range search I can try to inherit in some different classes. That is also technically possible. So now let's try to do one thing. Yeah. Let's try to execute all of this code, and let's try to test this particular code. So let's suppose I'm going to create order number one. Yeah. Order number one by using simple order class. By using simple order classes, I'm going to create order number one. Now, whenever I'm trying to create an object, a variable of order class, what I'm supposed to pass? A cart total and kilometer, right? Cart total. So let's suppose my cart total is 2000 rupees, right? My cart total is basically 2000 rupees. And then my total kilometer is maybe 12 kilometer, right? Okay. So this is a O1 is an object of a order class. Fine. Now here, for this order that I have created, if I wanted to know that what will be a delivery fee in normal manner, right? What will be a delivery fee? So delivery fee is going to be 80 rupees. Yes, delivery fee is going to be 80 rupees for me. Now for this order one, if I would like to know that what will be the final amount. So final amount is going to be 2080 rupees. So my cart value was 2000, and then 80 rupees was a calculation based on 12. So you can do a math over here. So 12 into 560 plus 20 is equals to 80. Fine. So this is going to give me a calculation that, okay, this is basically going to be your delivery fee for order one, which I have already created. Okay, that's cool. Now let's suppose if I'm going to create maybe order number two. Yeah, order number two. And if I'm trying to create an order number two, I'm not going to use maybe order class directly. I would like to like avail some sort of a free pass. Yeah, I would like to avail. Maybe I'm thinking that my amount is going to be more than 1000 rupees. Even in previous cases, I have taken my amount is equal to more than 1000 rupees, but maybe I have done the math with the help of order class. But in ideal situation, so let's suppose if my amount is more than 1000 rupees, I should not go ahead with the order class directly, right? I should always go ahead and I should always do a math. I should always do a calculation based on second class, by the way, right? Second classes. So here, what I can do, so I can try to call maybe this particular class, which is a free delivery pass class. So free delivery pass classes. Now, if I'm going to execute it, is it going to execute or is it going to give me an error, guys? Yeah. Is it going to execute? If I'm going to execute this one, is it going to execute? Okay. Everyone has said error, execute, and it is giving me an error. Why? See, it is asking me two values, cart total and distance in kilometer. But I have not given cart total and distance in kilometer over here. Yeah, I have not given cart total and distance over here, but still it is asking me for that, right? A reason is very simple, and I think we all are able to understand the reason. Reason is I have done inheritance. So it is trying to inherit a property of its parent. And because parents is having a init class, right, which is looking for some sort of a data at the time of creation of an object. So that is the reason it is giving me an error. Simple, right? Simple logic. So I don't have these variables directly over here, but I'm doing a inheritance. Simply means that it has it. Even though I have not created, but still it has it, right? So I have to follow the same nomenclature and I have to pass a cart total and I have to pass a distance in kilometer. Do it then. Yeah. So let's suppose my distance is 1200 and then I have to deliver for 15 kilometer. Execute. Now no issue, right? Now if I have to calculate maybe like a a delivery fee pass, yeah, delivery fee pass. So I can try to calculate. So delivery fee pass is going to be 0, right? Delivery fee pass is going to be 0. So as you can see, so delivery fee pass, if I have to calculate, so this is going to be basically 0. So it is trying to return from here because cart total is more than 1000. So in this particular case, I have a delivery fee which is equal to 0. Let's suppose if I'm going to put 800 rupees, right? 800. So in that case, my delivery fees is going to be what? 95 rupees. Because I have already mentioned a condition that if cart total is more than 1000, do this, return 0. Otherwise, return this one. So technically, it is calling my original function from my order class. Yeah. So it is trying to calculate a delivery fee pass for me. Okay, that's cool. We are able to do it. Now let's suppose we wanted to test my third class, right? So I can try to create maybe my order 3 and I will be assuming that it's raining, right? It's raining. So if it is raining, call the third classes, right? We technically call a third class. So now here, so what is my like a third class? So basically my third class is a rain surge class. And here, so just try to pass our data. So maybe I can try to pass 500 and then kilometer is 16. Yeah. So cart value is 500 and this is 16. Execute. And now O3 dot, I can try to calculate delivery fee in rainy condition. So delivery fee in rainy condition is going to be what? 125 rupees for me. This is the calculation I'm getting from where? So I'm getting from here. So it is trying to apply 0.25% of the base fee. Base fee it is able to calculate based on the delivery fee call, right? And then finally it is trying to return me the rain surcharge. Delivery fee while it's raining, right? Delivery fee while it's raining over here. So this is how I'm able to do a inheritance. That is the first part. And this is how I'm able to call it one by one as per my case. So case by case basis, basically we are trying to call this entire thing for me. Is it making sense to all of us? Yes. Yeah. Now, maybe any one of you have not asked me a question, a very important question, right? I'm able to do a calculation in case of rainy condition. I'm able to do a calculation while my order value is more than 1000 rupees. That's also fine, right? I'm able to do a calculation even in a normal situation, like when there is no pass I have to give and when there is no rainy situation. Yeah, when there is no rainy situation. But the thing is that let's suppose if I'm using a object O3. Yes, if I'm using object O3 and then if I'm going to call my final amount, what is my final amount? At the end of the day, we have to do a math for a final amount, right? At the end of the day, you are going to charge final amount basically, right? Think logically. See, delivery fee is one of the component. Yeah, delivery fee is something that you are going to charge. Maybe it's raining, maybe you are giving a discount for the order above 1,000 rupees, and maybe basically like you are not giving any kind of a discount, and it's not even raining. That's completely fine. But can I say that we all have to calculate a final amount? Yes, we all have to calculate a final amount. Yeah. And here for this object 3, I'm trying to calculate a final amount. Is it correct? I think we are able to see the amount, right? And I believe you all can do a manual calculation as well. So for O3, basically O3 is nothing but a condition, or O3 is nothing but I'm trying to order. So O3 is a kind of a order I'm trying to make when there is a rain surcharge, when there is a raining. So obviously there is some surcharge we are trying to apply. For that we have already written the condition. Yeah, for which we have already written the condition. Now, the question is that why I'm getting a incorrect, I'm getting 600 rupees. Ideally it should be 625, right? What should be the final amount? Ideally it should be 625. So 500 rupees of order plus delivery fee. So delivery fee calculation is fine, but ideally it should give me 625. But we are not getting 625. And this is what I was like looking from your side, that why we are not able to, calculate a correct amount. Any idea, guys? Any idea? Why we are not able to calculate a final amount and how we can rectify it? Because I will be looking for a final amount, right? For which I'm going to make a payment. So if customer is going to make a payment for 600 rupees and my total amount is 625, I will be at loss, right? So from a company side, it is going to be a blunder. We are inheritance normal delivery fee have to change. Okay. In final amount, we need to add a delivery fee pass. We have not included final amount in a child code. Okay, fine. I don't. So someone has raised this code. Praveen, yes. So G Praveen. So he's telling that in final amount we need to add a delivery fee pass. Agree with you, but I don't want to do it. I do agree with your argument, but I don't want to do it. But still, I'm looking for a correct output. Any idea? Yes. See, I can implement a final amount every time in every classes, right? Again and again and again. But technically, I don't want to use it. I just wanted to keep final amount over here. I don't want to again override or call in this one and do the math and then recalculate it. So I just wanted to keep my final amount over here itself, the way the code is, right? But I'm looking for a correct delivery fee, a total order value, you can say, or final. I'm looking for a correct final amount. Yeah. Reset the value. No, that is not going to solve the problem. I'll show you the problem. Our problem is very simple. We have a delivery fee function, right? I have created a delivery fee pass, replace it. Give a same name. This name is going to be same. Now give a same name to it. Yeah. Now let me show you. Are we able to get a correct amount now? Sritanjan was saying, now your turn, Sarji. Yes, this was my turn. Can I say we are able to get a correct amount? I was looking for 625, right? I'm able to get 625. Yeah, I'm able to get 625. I'll tell you how I'm able to get a 625. So basically, I have created a delivery fee rain and I have created basically like delivery fee pass as a function. I have just removed a function name. I have kept a same function name. Now let me explain you what is happening internally. You will be able to understand another concept over here, right? Because I'm deleting it because this function doesn't even exist now. Yeah. So see what I have done. I have done nothing much over here. I have not even re-implemented my final amount or recalculated my final amount. So here inside my child class, I'm trying to create a function. Yeah. Inside my child class, I'm trying to create a function. So previously I have created a function with a different name. What I have done, I have given a same name. So in this case, can I say, because see, by the time I'm trying to do this inheritance, right? By the time I'm doing this inheritance, so can I say that this name, this delivery fee name or delivery function will be available automatically here in this class? Agree everyone? Yeah, agree? Automatically it will be available over here. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to reuse that function name, but basically I'm trying to like override it. I'm trying to redefine that function. So means there is a function over here. There is a function over here with name delivery fee. I'm trying to re-implement it in my own manner. Same function, right? Same function, I'm trying to re-implement it in my own manner. And wherever I need just this function, a base function, only this sort of a calculation, only this sort of a calculation, wherever I need, I have used what? I have used actually super. That was an actual use of super. We have delivery fee here. We have a delivery fee here. Can I say that both delivery fee function is different? Only name is same. Only name is same, right? Only name is same, but technically logic is different in this one and in this one. Name is same. So what I have done, I have just kept a same name over here, and then I have basically wherever I need a original delivery function from a order class, I have used a keyword called as super, so that it will be able to call only this logic, only this particular logic, right? Only this particular logic it will be able to call. Otherwise it will be able to call this particular logic. Now now so by default, right, by default, can I make a statement over here that by default this final amount, right, by default this final amount is available in this class? Agree or disagree? By default the final amount is available in my child class. Agree or disagree? Yes. Yeah. Now inside this final amount, what is a name which has been given? Delivery underscore fee. Yes. Yeah. So when I'm trying to use an object of this class, right? And when I'm going to call a final amount, it will be looking for a function with this name, function with this name. Now, which function it will be able to find out? This function, right? And automatically this function is able to handle logic, right? So if total is cart total is more than 1,000, return 0, otherwise return calculation from here, original function. In this manner, I don't have to re-implement a final amount. I'm able to calculate a final amount. How many of you are able to understand why I'm able to get a correct final amount this time? How many of you are able to understand? Gagan is saying yes. Only Gagan? I have a question. Why it will not look for a delivery fee in the same class? No, it is looking for example, okay. See guys, we are discussing very amazing concept over here, right? Just try to connect logically. You will be able to understand within a fraction of second. Yeah, but this concept is literally amazing. So here, see, and very logical. So let's suppose I'm going to create basically an object of a delivery fee class. Okay, so I'm going to create an order 4. Order 4 is what? Order 4 is basically free delivery pass. So what is the order value? So maybe order value is equal to maybe like 1300 rupees. Yeah, order value is 1300 rupees. And how many kilometer? 10 kilometer. Fine, 10 kilometer. Okay, fine. Now execute it. Now here, if I'm going to calculate a delivery fee, only a delivery fee this for this order value. What is a delivery fee? So delivery fee, if I'm going to calculate, so what is a delivery fee? 0. Yeah. Why? Because it is falling under this condition. Can I say that? Delivery fee is 0, right? We are able to get it because order value is more than 1,000 rupees. So it is falling under this condition. Okay, fine. Now for the same object O4, for the same order, right? I would like to calculate a final amount. I would like to calculate the final amount. Now, final amount is not visible over here, but it's available. Yeah, it's not visible, but it's available because I'm trying to do the inheritance from the order class. So can I say this function, right? This function is by default available over here inside this free delivery pass. If you are getting confused, maybe copy it and then paste it and then understand. Yeah. So can I say that this is the current status? This is the current status. Final amount function is available in my free delivery pass class because of the inheritance. Yeah. Now with the help of an object of this class, if I'm going to call final amount, what calculation it will do? It will try to calculate a cart total, right? It is going to calculate cart total, which is 1300, and then it is going to calculate a delivery fee. What is the delivery fee? So as I have given a same name of the function, so delivery fee is what? 0. So 1300 plus 0, final amount is going to be what? 1300. Yes. So think in this manner. Now removing it, right? Removing it as we are doing an inheritance. So we don't want to. So that's a logic behind it. Let's suppose if my cart value is maybe like a 500 rupees, right? 500 rupees. Now what is the final amount? 500 plus 70. So delivery fee for 70 because now cart value is not falling under this criteria. So it will try to call which function? Which one? Yes. So can I say that that's the reason I have written super, right? If it will fall under this condition. So I'm saying that, okay, fine. So I have already done the calculation inside my parent class. Just go and use that. This is what it means. Super dot means just go to the parent class and use that particular function in this kind of a situation. Okay, it will come over here. Base fare is equal to 20 rupees, right? Kilometer is per kilometer is 5 rupees. My total kilometer is 10 rupees. 10 into 5 plus 20, 70. Yeah, 70 rupees. So this is my delivery fee. And again, I'm calling what? A final amount. So by default, final amount is available here. It is trying to call, right? And name is same. Name is same. Yeah, just because of name is same. So it is not going to complain. It is going to say that, okay, fine. So card total plus delivery fee, I'm able to get the final amount over here. So this is, I'm just trying to show you like how logically these things are basically connected. So I have used a same name, overridden it. In that way, I don't have to even change something inside my final amount. Got it, everyone? I think it's a good use case, right? It's a good one for understanding purpose. Rakesh is saying, but one question. Go ahead. Yeah. So guys, if you are finding it difficult to understand, then I'll start taking like a very simple example if you want. I don't have any issue. I'm just trying to explain you with respect to a scenario so that you can relate with the real life. Otherwise, I can go ahead with like, book class, employee class, that kind of a class as well, which will be like pretty much easy to understand. If you want, I can do that. So I don't have any issue. But yeah, in that case, you will say that, okay, where I can use it, where I will be using it. So that will be your question. And that kind of example, you will be able to find out everywhere over the internet. Yeah. Okay, so this is how we are calculating. Now, same will go for this range surcharges over here. So we are writing a delivery fee function. Once again, we are overriding it. Means for this range surcharge. So basically we are trying to override it, and we are trying to do our own math. And based on that, we are trying to calculate the delivery fees. And by default, final amount will be available to this range function, range surcharge classes, by the way. So it will be able to do a math, and it will be able to give you the correct output the way it was giving me a correct output before. Simple. Yeah. So if three class and in child class having a super, then it indicates just above parent class or parent to parent class. Super means immediate. So see, you can try to create a class in this manner. This is generating this one, this is generating this one. Let's suppose class A, let's suppose class B, let's suppose class C. If I'm writing super over here, super of C is who? This one. If I'm writing super over here, super of B is what? This one. So this is a hierarchy, this is a flow it is going to follow. As of now, my structure is in this way, right? So whether I'm writing super here, super is this. Whether I'm writing super here, super is this. I hope I'm able to give you an answer, Rakesh. How many label it can go, sir? As many you want. label wise. If I'm talking about the hierarchical order, so in that case, you can try to go in a depth of it, as many as you have in a business application, basically. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's try to talk about a couple of like a more example so that your inheritance will be solid, super solid, right? So so let's talk about one more example over here, right? So let's say uh, I'm looking for one good one. Okay, so let's try to understand one again amazing example. So which is called as multiple inheritance and multi-label. There is in a concept of inheritance, there is something called as multiple inheritance and there is something called as multi-label inheritance. For example, so you are a child, right? You are a child. You are trying to inherit some property from your mom and some property from your dad. So it is going to be basically a multiple inheritance, means from a multiple parents, means two parents, you are trying to do some sort of a inheritance. So structure wise, maybe you can try to write a structure in this way. Yeah. So this is your mom and this is your dad. And you are basically a child and you are trying to inherit some property from mom and some property from a dad. So this is called as multiple inheritance. So from multiple parents, we are trying to inherit. So how this inheritance is going to work, let's try to understand in a detailed manner. So here, I'll try to create a very simple class for your understanding purpose. So let's suppose I'm going to create a father class, right? Now, father will be having some function, let's suppose. So let's suppose I'm creating a dummy function, show father, and this is going to be self, and here so it is just going to do a print. So this function is going to, whenever you are going to call, so it is just going to like a print that father's maybe like a nature. Yeah. So father's nature is hardworking and disciplined, let's suppose. Disciplined. So this is one of my class. Now I can try to create another class called as mother, or maybe mom, you can try to write, right? And then def show mother. So this is the function I'm going to create, and then I'm going to like just give a print over here, and I'm say that mother nature is basically caring and intelligent, right? So we have two classes. One is a father class, one is a mother class, and in both the classes we have basically one function. So father is having its own function and mother is having its own function. Now I'm going to create basically a child classes. Yeah. So basically child class, let's suppose I'm going to create. And here, so I'm going to do a multiple inheritance. Multiple means I will inherit a property of father as well as I will try to inherit a property of a mother. This is what I'm looking for, by the way. Yep. This is something which I'm looking for. So how I will be able to inherit a property of a father and a mother? Simply, I will try to write a father class over here, and I will try to write a mother class over here. So means two classes I have written over here. And then I can try to write that show, maybe like for child. So show uh, child. This is a child specific function I have created, child class specific function. And I'm going to just print that print what? So child nature, right, is a combination of basically both. So here I have created three classes: father class, mother class, and a child class. Now every class is having its own nature, its own function, by the way. Yeah, every class is having its own function. So child class is having its own function, but can I say that child class will also be having something from a father and something from mother? Yes. So whatever trait that father is having and whatever trait that mother is having, so can I say that child class will be having both? Yes, child class will be having technically both a property from a father, a property from a mother. Okay, let's do some testing over here. So I'm going to create an object of basically a child class, right? So let's suppose I'm going to like write child one. So child one, and basically it's a object of child class. So it's going to be object of basically child class. Okay. Now ch1 dot if I'm going to do, so child class is having how many functions? Child class is having how many functions? Can I say child class is having child functions, its own function, basically, right? It is having a father's function, as well as it is able to access mother's function. So technically, I am just trying to show you a multiple inheritance, means from a multiple parents, how I can try to inherit everyone's property, right? How I will be able to inherit something from mother, how I will be able to inherit something from a father inside a child classes. And if child is having some of its own property, it's completely fine. If I don't want to keep any kind of a child's property, also fine. Yes. So that is also going to be fine. So I can try to do what? I can write pass over here. Yes, I have written pass inside a child class. That's also okay. So in that case, child will be having a property from only father and mother, as you can see. I have not done any kind of implementation in my child class. I have just written pass over there. But still, child is having this father and mother property, because we are doing what? We are doing a multiple inheritance. This is an example of multiple inheritance. I think it's easy to understand example kind of with respect to a multiple inheritance. So it will be able to access the property of father, as well as it will be able to access a property of basically mother, right? Both of this property it will be able to access. Now, let's do one more thing over here. Let's suppose I'm trying to, override some of the functions. So show father function, I'm trying to override. Yeah. And then if I'm trying to, so let's suppose so father function. So inside a child, I'm trying to override a so father function. And here, so I'm writing super, right? Super. Now, super dot. So here, when I'm writing super over here, let's suppose if I would like to write show mother. Yes, super show mother. Now, so I'm able to call like basically I'm trying to like call so father, and as you can see, I have just overridden. Already so father function is available inside a child class. I'm calling so father function, but I'm trying to return what? I'm trying to return caring and intelligent. Caring and intelligent is basically a nature of what? So mother. So I have overridden so father function inside a child class, which was already available. But at the same point of a time, that function return wise, I have changed its nature. Basically, I have changed its nature. So I can do that, right? Even this kind of a scenario is possible where I'm trying to call a function from one class and then as a return. So maybe I'm trying to attach a function or return from some other classes. So this is again one of the situation that we have in our like cases, you can say. So this is one situation. I can try to return so father if I want. That is also going to work. Means here, when I say super, right? When I say super, super simply means what? Super simply means that we have a mother, we have father, and we have a child over here. So here super can be this, super can be this, super can be both in this situation. Is it making sense, guys? This is what I'm trying to show you, that super can be anything. Super can be mother, super can be father. Whatever you wanted to do with super and whatever function you would like to call, you can just call it, because we have two parents over here, right? So it's my choice to call a super as this parent or as a this parent. It's in my hand, by the way. Fine. So this is again another example of the super that you will be able to get. So fine, this is called as multiple inheritance. Now let me show you a multi-label inheritance, a label, label wise label. So then we'll try to understand some deep concept even over there. So here, let's suppose we have a class, right? We have a class called as grandfather, class called as grandfather, and grandfather is having its own function. So maybe like a show grandfather, and here self, I'm just trying to print, right? So I am your grandfather. Okay, fine. Now this is one of the class. Now we have a class, let's suppose father. And father is trying to inherit what? Father is trying to inherit basically grandfather. Yeah. Father is trying to inherit grandfather. So it simply means that this function will be available. This function will be available by default inside a father. Okay, fine. And father will be having its own function as well. Show father and print I'm your father. Fine. Now, so here we have like another class, let's suppose, and we have basically a child. Child. Now it is trying to inherit basically father. Yeah. Try to inherit father. Now, if you will go and check over here, let's suppose I'm writing super, right? Super. Now, who is going to be a super, by the way? Who is going to be super for this one? Yes. Who is going to be super? Father, father, father. Okay. Everyone is saying father. Okay. Father. Okay. Fine. So let me write down in this manner. So here, let's suppose def show father function I'm trying to inherit. And then I'm trying to call super dot show father. Okay, fine. Now here, if I'm going to call super dot show grandfather, everyone has said father, right? So grandfather, execute. Now let's create a object of child class. So ch2 child 2, let's suppose I'm creating, which is an object of my child class. Now ch2 dot, I'm trying to call basically like this function is show father, right? So I'm going to call show father. What is the print I will be getting? Grandfather or father or error? What is the print I will be getting? Grandfather, father or error? Yeah. Okay. So everyone is saying grandfather. Yes, grandfather. Now, let's do one more thing. Yeah. Class child of child, let's suppose, right? Child of child. And here, so it is trying to inherit child. Now, and let's remove this part. I just wanted to show you something. So show father, and here I'm writing so child. Just to avoid the confusion, print I am child. Okay. Now child of child, I'm going to create. So inside that def show, let's suppose like uh, I'm going to create child of child. It's local function, and then return super dot. So see here the structure is how our structure is, by the way. So our structure is basically in this manner. we have a grandfather, then we have a father, then we have a child, then we have a child of child, right? Child, child, then we have a child of child. Now, this is the hierarchy. Yeah. So basically, this is called as multi-label. The previous one was multiple. This is called as multi-label inheritance. Now, at any point of a time, I can call this as a super, I can call this as a super, I can call this as a super. All of them are technically a super for me, and I can try to call it to them. Can I say that? Yes. Can I make a statement over here that from anyone, so maybe even from here, so super is this, super is this, both. For this one, child of child, super can be this one, super can be this one, super can be even this one. Yeah, super can be this one. Rakesh saying need to declare same function name in a child class. Not at all. See, I have declared a different function. I have created a so child of child, right? This is a local function. This function is not available anywhere. Not here, not here, not here. So I am giving my own function. See, return wise, what I am returning, that's up to me. I'm just trying to show you a call, right? That I can call this one, I can call this one, I can call this one as a super. Super doesn't mean that your immediate super. No. In case of multi-label, in case of multiple, both are super, right? Multiple inheritance. I told you father mother example, right? But where we have a multi-label inheritance, in case of a multi-label inheritance, your super can be anyone. So just use a super keyword and it will give you access of anyone. By the way, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying that this name is supposed to be some name which is already available over here. No, not at all. I have just used a local name. It's just a function, right? It's just a function. If I'm using same name for some purposes where I have to do the overriding, yeah. For example, the cart calculation which I have shown it to you, the fare calculation which I have shown it to you. So over there I had a need because in my final amount, in my final calculation, I was using that function. That was a need for me. So that's the reason I have overridden the function. But here I don't have that kind of a need. So I'm not going to override it basically. Yeah. I'm using my own local name, whatever suits to me. Hope it's making sense to all of us, guys. Yeah. Everyone. So I believe it's interesting, right? Oops concept is very much pretty much interesting, right? Yeah, everyone. It's actually interesting. It's not at all like a boring. So yeah, like I said, so I can try to call maybe my father, my grandfather, my child, whatever I want. I can try to like call it. So father, grandfather. So anyone can be super. So in case of multi-label inheritance. So normal simple inheritance we have understood, right? Multiple inheritance we are able to understand. Multi-label inheritance we are able to understand. Use of super function we are able to understand in case of inheritance. So these things are pretty much clear now. Yeah. It's confusing right now. Try to solve some examples. Then believe me, it won't be confusing at all. It's very, very interesting. Okay, fine. So now as we are able to understand inheritance, now let's try to talk about one more concept which is called as polymorphism. Yeah, which is called as polymorphism. So, first of all, what is the meaning of polymorphism? So, let's go ahead with the English meaning of a polymorphism. So, polymorphism means one entity but multiple form, right? Or multiple nature. For example, so you are basically son or daughter of someone. Yes. At the same point of a time, you may be a brother or sister of someone. At the same point of a time, you may be a father or mother of someone, right? So you are basically a same person, right? You are basically a same person, but your nature will be changed in a different context, in a different scenario, in a different situation. You are basically a same person, right? But sometime you will be father, sometime you will be son of someone, sometime you will be basically a brother of someone. or sometime you will be mother of someone, sometime you will be daughter of someone, sometime you will be wife of someone. Possible, right? But you are a same entity. Now that is called as polymorphism. So technically you are an example of a polymorphism. Yes, you are technically an example of a polymorphism. So how we can try to do an implementation in a programming, right? How we can try to do an implementation of a polymorphism in a programming? Let's try to understand that particular part. Yeah, that particular part. So now what I will do, so I'll try to create like a things over here. So let's suppose I'm going to create a class called as email class. Yeah, email class I'm going to create. And email, so email we used to send, right? So we used to send. So let's suppose I'm creating a send method inside a email class. Okay, that's fine. So send, and then it will be looking for some message, right? That it is supposed to send. So I'm going to like pass it as an argument, and then it is going to like print, right? It is going to print. So print what? So print basically as a formatted string. I'm going to say that this is like a coming from this is your this is your email, just for the notification purpose. So this is your email, and I'm going to parameterize the message part. Okay, fine. This is one class. Now let's write another class. Yeah. So let's suppose there is a class called as SMS. Fine. There is a class called as SMS. Now again, SMS, what we do? We send. Okay. So let's write a same function with the same name that we have already used inside the email class. And here, so again, self, comma, MESSAGE message, right? Same argument I'm going to pass, and then here print wise. So as a formatted string, this is from your SMS. Okay. And just formatted message. Okay. So there is a class called as email. We used to send an email. We used to send SMS as well, right? So both we have written, both we have implemented. Now let's suppose there is a class called as maybe notification. Notification, right? Notification also we used to send, by the way. Yeah. So here again we can try to say that there is a function, same function name called as send, with the same argument self, and then message over here. Fine. MESSAGE, fine. Now print. So here formatted string, and this is notification, parameterize it, message. Okay. So here, right here, just try to understand. So here technically we have three independent class. One is a email class, one is a SMS class, one is a notification class. All three classes are independent. None of these classes are basically dependent on any one of like these classes. In all of these three classes, I have a method, and method name is same, send, send, send. In all of these three classes, I have basically a method argument, self message, self message, self message. In all of these three send function that we have, so it is returning a different messages, right? It is returning different message. This is your email, this is your SMS, this is your notification. So return is different, but yeah, message name and then argument wise, or like like a nomenclature wise, it's basically same. Okay, that's completely fine, right? That's completely fine over here. Now, right? Now, so how we will be able to achieve basically a polymorphism over here? Means polymorphism means one single entity, but it should behave differently in a different kind of a situation. So different situation means, so when there will be an email, it should send an email. When there will be SMS, send a SMS. When there will be a notification, send a notification. Basically, like it should use a send, but yeah. So it should use a different kind of a basically like a a solution automatically, right? So message behaves like SMS, mail, and notification. Yeah. So basically, your message automatically behaves like a sometime as a SMS, sometime as a notification, and sometime as a email over here, right? That's something that we are trying to see, that we are trying to implement. So to do that, to implement basically a polymorphism, right? To implement a polymorphism or to check, right? to check that what is the actual, implementation of polymorphism. So what we can do, we can try to create an object. Yeah, CHA channel object. Let's suppose I'm creating. Channel object is basically a list of all three class object: email, SMS, and notification, all three class. Fine. So how I can try to create an object, multiple object? So email object, right? And then basically SMS object, because if I'm calling a class, it simply means that I'm creating an object. And then I can try to create basically notification over here. So channel is basically one single object. Can I say that? Channel is technically one single object. Yes. Yeah. So channel is basically a kind of a orchestrator for me. Channel is behaving, the channel variable which I have created, the object which I have created. So basically it is behaving as a orchestrator for me. Yes. Orchestrator for me. Now, inside this orchestrator, inside one single object, I have how many class? Three class. I told you, right? So basically you are a person. You may be a father. You may be a brother. You may be a husband of someone. Yes. Or maybe boyfriend or something, right? Depends. So you are a same person and you are behaving differently into a different situation. Now here channel is one object. Yes. Channel is one object. Now what I'm expecting from channel? I'm expecting that it should behave differently in a different situation. Now what is the meaning of it? Yeah, what is the meaning of it? So when I would like to send a SMS, it should call which class? Yeah. So when I would like to send a SMS, it should call SMS class. Means object is same, channel object is same, right? Channel object entity is same, but it should behave differently, right? So when I would like to send a SMS, so channel should call SMS class. When I would like to send an email, it should call email class. When I would like to send a notification, then it should call a notification class. And whatever like method is available inside that class, it is supposed to execute that particular method. That is technically my expectation is. Yeah, then I can say, then I can claim that channel is going to behave as a, or this entire set of example is going to be an example of a polymorphism where channel entity is behaving as a polymorphism object, a polymorphic object basically. Can I say that? Then only it will be example of true example of polymorphism, right guys? Yeah, fundamentally as per the definition that we are trying to understand for a polymorphism. So if channel is going to behave differently in a different situation, I can say that yes, channel is basically a example of polymorphism. I am able to achieve a polymorphism, right? Now let's see how it is going to happen. Yeah, how it is going to happen. So our base requirement is very simple. Channel is one single object. Inside that we have a list. Inside that we have a multiple classes. Technically not a class, it's an object. We are calling classes bracket, right? So technically this is an object. This is one object. This is another object. This is another object. So technically it's an object that we have created. So channel, inside channel we have three object, right? So inside me, I have three different person. One father, one brother, and one as a son of someone. So simply inside channel, channel is having three objects basically: email, SMS, and a notification. Okay, cool. So how it will be able to call email, call SMS, and call notification automatically? Let's try to understand it. So I'll be creating one function, a separate function, right? Let's suppose notify underscore all kind of a function I am going to create. External function. This is not a part of your class because I have to parse all the object. So I have to call sometime this object, sometime I have to call this object, sometime I have to call this particular object. So based on what? So based on CHANNEL. Yeah, channel and message that we are going to pass. So here what I will do, so I'll try to write a loop over here that for channel in CHANNEL, the argument which anyone is going to pass over here, right? So it is going to call channel dot send. Channel dot send. Send what? So send message. Yeah. Send what? Send message. Execute. Now we are trying to go towards a real polymorphism. So see guys, again here some people will get confused, or maybe most of you will get confused. Try to understand this. It's a separate function out of the class, right? Out of the class, this is the independent function. Now this function is taking two argument. So, and first argument is what? This list, right? This list, object number one, object number two, object number three at index 0, 1, and 2. Fine. Object number one is available, object number two, object number three. So technically, if I'm going to iterate through this channel, it will try to extract object of what? Email or SMS or notification, right? Or notification over here. Now, so for channel in channel, so ch.send. So basically, I'm trying to send a message. So it will try to extract first of all email object. So email.send, which function will be called email function. Then second time SMS dot send, which will be called SMS will be called. Then third time notification dot send. Ch means notification, right? That object dot send. So notification will be sent over here, right? So in this way, maybe I'm just trying to show you the final like operations over here. So this is one of the way by which you will be able to do the operation. So technically from the single object itself, I'm trying to invoke a different basically classes. Means I'm behaving differently in a different situation over here. So now let's try to execute it. Now if I'm going to call notify all, means send message to everyone, right? And here, so notify all takes an object. So this is an object which I'm going to provide. This name can be anything. It's completely fine. It's just a variable, right? And then I'm going to like send that today is your class. Today is your class at 7 p.m. IST, and I will be teaching you, oops, yes, notify all. Can I say that even email function I'm able to invoke, SMS function I'm able to invoke, and even a notification function I'm able to invoke. So all three channels it is able to invoke one by one. Means multiple object or multiple class and its related relevant method I'm able to call. Means I'm behaving differently into a different situation. So I'm able to call my class number 1, 2, and 3. Basically, email, SMS, and a notification from one single object, channel object, by the way. Yes. So basically, I'm trying to do a same call, but into a different kind of a form. Yeah. Different kind of a form. And to do that, so I have kept a common name of the function. That was a reason, and common nature of the function. So that was a reason. So this is one of the way by which we are able to basically achieve, a polymorphism over here. Is it making sense to all of us, guys? Yes. So someone is saying that if I wanted to call only SMS, okay, that's good. If you want to call a SMS, see, here is your channel, right? Here is your channel. Now we know that inside this channel I have all three class object. Can I say that I can write a condition over here? So if this is a kind of a message, so maybe I can try to, right? Maybe I can try to write one input, right? So user input kind of a things, and user input is going to be, let's suppose user is saying that no, select SMS. This is a message for SMS only. This is a message for only a email. This is a message from only notification. Can I say that I can handle it from this function? Agree? So Chittaranjan has asked me a question that let's suppose I wanted to call in some situation, right? Conditions basically, right? So someone has given me a condition. Now, so if you have to give a class notification, right? If you have to give a class notification, then you should always send SMS. If you have to give a course notification, then you should send always a so if in case of a class notification, you should send SMS. In case of course notification, or course basically like a message, if you are trying to send, then you should send basically through a SMS. And if you are doing some sort of an event in your organization, then you should fire a email to everyone, right? These three conditions. So maybe I can try to add one more parameter inside this function, and I can try to take a flag from user, just a flag, that okay, if this is a case, if user has inserted that no, this is the flag, means it should like a send only, this is the class, then send SMS. This is this one, then send this one. I can write if else, if else, if else. Object is going to be same. Your classes and its underlying method is going to be same. It will be able to call as per your need. I can do it, right, everyone? I can write a condition, right? I can try to take one flag from like a this notification notify all function, and then based on that I will be able to even either call SM, means I will be having my control, because there is a list object, right? So I can try to call a list object based on my condition. So no one is forcing me to call all of these things every time. Yeah, no one is forcing me for that one, basically. Okay, so now shall we take more example of polymorphism? Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about a more example of polymorphism. Is this clear? By the way, fundamentals of polymorphism, is it clear? Yes. Okay. I'll try to explain you something very, very simple. Very simple. The example of polymorphism. So we have used a length function, right, guys? Length function, we have already used it. Yeah. Now, if I'm going to pass Euron over here, if I'm going to pass Euron over here, so what it is doing, it is trying to give me a length of Euron string. Okay, that's cool. If I'm going to call length over here, and if I'm going to pass a list in this place, it is trying to give me a length of list, right? If I'm going to call length over here, and maybe if I'm trying to pass a set of dictionary in this place, maybe a key is going to be like a key, and then maybe value is going to be something, right? It is giving me length. Now, can I say that that length function is an example of polymorphism? Can I say that length function itself is an example of polymorphism? Function is same, right? It's behaving differently with respect to a different data type. When I'm trying to pass a string, behaving differently. Obviously, calculation will be like someone has written a logic internally, right? So it is trying to call that logic. When I'm trying to pass a list, it is behaving differently. When I'm trying to pass a dictionary, it is trying to behave differently. So I can say that that length is an example of a polymorphism. One entity, but its behavior is going to be different in a different context. Very simple example to understand polymorphism, right? Obviously not a class object kind of example. Uh, Technically not a part of OOPS polymorphism, but yeah, this is also an example of a polymorphism you can consider without any kind of classes and a object, by the way. Yeah, without any kind of a classes and a object. Simple. Now let's try to understand a couple of like a more simple example of a polymorphism. Okay, so let's do it. So here I'll try to show you a polymorphism with the inheritance. A very simple example. As we have already discussed about inheritance, so let's try to mix two things, polymorphism and inheritance, and then try to see the example. So let's suppose I'm going to create a vehicle class, vehicle. Yeah, vehicle class, one of the classes. Inside vehicle class, I have a function called as start. Every vehicle starts, right? So I'm writing self over here, and then I'm trying to print over here that start the vehicle. Okay. This is a class number one. Hmm. Now I'm going to create another class, car class, let's suppose. Fine. Car class is trying to inherit a property of a vehicle class. So can I say that this function will be available inside a car class by default? Agree, everyone? Yes, don't sleep. Yeah, wake up if you're sleeping. I know it's Sunday. Uh, we all are investing our weekends for learning for our future. But yeah, try to be active. Try to communicate more and more. So we have basically a car class over here. Fine. Yeah. Car is trying to do the inheritance. Means technically it is trying to inherit vehicle. Whatever vehicle will be having, it will try to, in a simple manner, it will try to inherit it. Okay, that's fine. Now here, right? So here we will try to create a start function, right? Not like super. So here we'll try to create a start function and then I'm going to print what? So print starting the car. Okay, fine. Now there is a class I'm going to create, maybe bike. Bike is also trying to inherit vehicle. Yeah. So bike is also trying to inherit a vehicle. Now I'm going to write again start, and then I'm going to print starting the bike. Okay. So we have one parent class, which is nothing but a vehicle class, right? And then we have basically a car class and we have basically a bike classes. So vehicle class is an independent class, behaving like a parent class. So we have something like this kind of a structure. So we have basically this structure. We have a vehicle class, then we have a car class, and then we have basically a bike class, right? This kind of a structure we have in terms of inheritance. Yeah, in terms of inheritance. Now, where this polymorphism things will come into a picture. Yeah, where this polymorphism things will come into a picture. Let's try to find out. Because polymorphism means what? One entity, but its behavior should be different. That is the meaning of polymorphism, by the way, right? That is the meaning of a polymorphism. So let's try to understand how it is going to like implement a polymorphism things. How I can conceptualize a polymorphism over here. So let's try to create an object of car class. So C1 is an object of car class, let's suppose. Yeah, car class. And then let's suppose B1 is an object of my bike class. Fine. Yeah. Now, if I'll talk about a car class and bike class, so both of these classes have implemented a method called start and start. Technically, both of this class has overridden, right? Technically, both of this class has overridden a vehicle class start method. This is what they are doing, right? They have overridden. So in a vehicle class, I have a different definition, start the vehicle, but they have like done the inheritance, but they have redefined their same function. So whatever function that they have inherited, they have redefined the same function because function name is same, right? So I will be considering that they have redefined the same function. Okay, but name is same, right? So same function which was available here, it has car has manipulated in its own manner and bike has manipulated in its own manner. So car and bike both have manipulated the same start function in its own manner. So in case of car, it will behave as a car function. In case of bike, it will behave as a bike function. This is what a point that we are trying to prove. So in case of car, right? C1 dot start, if I'm going to call, it's behaving as a car function, the start function I'm talking about, right? And B1 dot start. So function name is same, right? Again, very simple example to understand and to establish the hypothesis of polymorphism. So I'm trying to call basically a car. I'm trying to call basically a bike over here. Both is using a same function. Can I say that both are actually using the same function? Why? Why I should say that? What is the logic behind it? Chittaranjan is saying inheritance. That's the correct reason. See, uh, I have, let's suppose I have a scenario number two. Yeah, I'm going to copy this code. I'm going to delete this class. I don't want this vehicle class, let's suppose. Yeah. So I'm deleting this like, entire classes. I'm deleting this entire class. I am not going to do a inheritance over here, right? I'm not going to do the inheritance over here. Okay. Even in this way, it's completely fine. Both the classes have a start function. So even this is having a start function, this is having a start function. Now I will say C2 dot, C2 is basically like this one, and C2 dot start. C2 dot start, execute, start the car. Okay. Now B2 is equals to bike, and then B2 dot start. Okay. Can I say this is an example of polymorphism? What is your answer? Can I say this is an example of polymorphism? Yes, right? It's a polymorphism, start, start, both the places. Yeah. Can I make a statement over here that here also we are talking about polymorphism? I think all of you are able to understand. I can see the answer. Everyone is saying no, right? Why? What is the reason? Although the function name is same, but can I say these functions are not same? These functions are basically independent function. Yes. Yeah. Name is same, that's completely fine, but like my name is Dhanshu, right? And someone else name is also Dhanshu, so there are like maybe thousands of Dhanshu you will be able to find out in this world, right? Right, you will be able to find out thousand of Sudhanshu, but we all are a different entities, right? So you can't say that me is he or he is me. You can't do that comparison basically, right? Similarly, we have a start here, that's completely fine, but it's an independent one. Here we can say that we are trying to do a polymorphism because it's a same start, both is just inheriting it and overriding it, but actually the function is same. It's coming from vehicle, even in car and even in bike. It's coming from where? It's coming from vehicle. So in this case only I can say that we are able to see an example of polymorphism, not in the below cases. Is it making sense to all of us, guys? Yeah, it should follow the philosophy of polymorphism, right? So entities should be same, and if you are able to represent a same entity differently in a different context, then only we can say it's a polymorphism. Otherwise we can't say it's a polymorphism. Although name is same, doesn't matter at all. Yeah. So this is again one of the example of a polymorphism. So basically, like, many ways, and always try to stick to a definition. So always go after a definition. If entity is same, then only I will say this is going to happen. Otherwise, I will not say that this is going to happen. As simple as that. So just an English meaning, always try to follow an English meaning, whether it's an inheritance, whether it's a polymorphism. English meaning is the actual meaning. Okay. Fine. Now let's try to understand a couple of more example. Yeah, couple of more example. So technically inside a Python, and especially inside a object oriented programming, right? Just a minute, guys. Okay. Hmm. Fine. So we have seen init function. So init is basically a inbuilt function, underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Basically, it's called as dunder method as well, or you can say it's as a special method. So like init, you will be able to find out many other special method inside like a Python, right? So a couple of those methods are add method, maybe str method. So likewise, there are like variety of method that you will be able to find out. So now let's try to understand basically like what is the meaning of this add method, what is the meaning of this str method, which is a inbuilt and dunder a special method which is already available. And then we'll try to connect with the polymorphism things, the things that we are discussing as of now. Yeah, first of all, try to understand these like function independently. So here what I will do, so I will try to basically create a class, let's suppose a test one. Fine. Okay. Now I will try to maybe create a function init underscore underscore, and then here I'm going to give a self, and maybe I can try to pass variable a, variable b. So which it is going to ask me at the time of so self dot a, yeah. So self dot a is equals to a, self dot b is equals to b. We all understand this stuff, right? This init things we all understand, and again self and everything we understand. Fine. Now, init is a special method which has been used to create a constructor. Constructor means when you are going to create a variable of a class, object of a class, so you have to pass that data with respect to that particular object. This is where init comes into a picture. So we all understand init and we all have used it multiple times, right? Okay. Now there is a function called as underscore underscore. But before showing you that function, let me show you a call of this one. So let's suppose I'm creating an object called as t. T is an object of test1 class. Okay, fine. I'm going to pass some values 5 comma 6. That is also fine. Hmm. Now, if I'm trying to call print of t, what I'm getting? Print of t means I'm just trying to print the object part. The t is nothing but an object of this test1 class, right? So print dot object. So it is trying to give me some hex code, by the way, right? So basically some like a location, or maybe some like a technically a location address, right? Address hex code in a hex code format. It's trying to give me the location of this object of test1 class, which is t. This is what it is trying to print. Okay, fine. There is a function called as underscore underscore str underscore underscore. Yes, there is a function called as underscore underscore str underscore underscore. Now execute this, right? And let's suppose inside this str, so I'm trying to maybe return, as this is a function. So let's try to return. Yeah. So return my name is sudh. Are you able to understand uses of str underscore 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 underscore? Are you able to understand what is the use of this inbuilt function? Yeah. So basically, it's of like a little bit of use, I would say, right? So see, if I'm not writing this function, if I'm not writing a return of this function, so whenever I'm going to print an object, it will give me address, right? But if let's suppose in my class I have implemented str and I have written something in a string format. So str means it should always return a string format, right? So if I have written something, anything of your choice, right? It's not like you should like write some variable or something. If I would like to write maybe if I would like to maybe print a variable over here. So let's suppose I'm going to like create a formatted string, and here so I would like to print a value of maybe a. So self dot a. I would like to print maybe a value of comma, and then I would like to print a value of self dot b. Not an issue. It's fine. So my name is sudh 5 and 6. 5 and 6 is a value of a and b for this particular object. The roles and responsibility of this string is to print something as a string, not as an address, when you are trying to call a object inside a print function. That's it. That's it. Yes, to describe the object. I mean, like, not like that. Whatever you wanted to write, you can write it. I have written my name is Nanshu, right? Simple. It's just printing it, right? And then I am like printing value of a and value of b that you are passing inside a class with respect to an object. It will do that. Yeah. So that is our roles and responsibility of this dunder function, or a special function, you can say underscore underscore str underscore underscore. There is another function you all will be able to find out called as underscore underscore add underscore underscore. A special function, that is also a special function. Anyone who is having confusion with str, guys? Yeah. No, simple, very, very simple function, right? So if I'm not going to use str, again, there is no harm, right? Because it will try to print the object address. If you are using it, you can just try to print whatever you want of your choice, right? No one is going to stop you. So there is another function. What I can do? So maybe like I can try to call basically a function called as def underscore underscore add underscore underscore. Again, like it's a like a dunder function, right? Self. Now what it does, any idea what this will do as this name suggests? Yes. Someone is saying concatenate, add the object addition, somewhat like that, right? Because of that, people have given a name as basically add over here, right? Add over here. So let's suppose I would like to add A and B. So simple, I'll write a return over here, right? And then I can just like say that okay. So just try to you know just try to basically call test one, and inside that we have A and B. So self dot A, so plus self dot B. Fine, added. Now how I will be able to call? So whenever I'm going to call print, let's suppose we have T and then we have basically T1. Yeah, we have T and we have a basically T1. So test one, and here I'm going to pass 6 comma 7. Fine. Now if I'm going to call basically print, and print what? So print basically T plus T1. Oh, sorry. 2 was given, right? It takes one positional argument. 2 was given. Sorry, my bad. So here I can try to say maybe other, and test one, other. Okay. So call AA from others. Int and test one. The unsupported. So first is integer. That is fine. And then I'm trying to add. Okay. Let me check. So one is a integer, one is a object of like a test T1 I'm trying to pass. Let me remove this. So self, this will be simple. Hmm. This example is, see, as a name suggests, let me remove others. I'm not using other, by the way. So let me remove it. Add takes, but it needs one more argument. Hmm. It's not a correct example. Basically, I'm trying to show you that what actually add is designed for. I'm just trying to build that example. This will work. Anyhow, it is going to do like a 5 plus 6 and it is going to give you the result. But this is not a correct, explanation, by the way. Let me give you one example over here. So class, this is working. So I'm not saying that this example is wrong, but I just wanted to explain you the actual meaning of add. That what is the why people have designed this special method, because string people have designed just for one purposes. If you would like to print something while calling a print function inside that object, so it will be able to print. That was a purpose behind the string. So purpose behind addition, I just wanted to show you. So basically, it's a relationship between two different objects. So let me build that example. So maybe test2 is a class which I can write, and then def underscore underscore init underscore underscore, and then here, so maybe I can try to call self, I can try to pass a comma b, and then I can try to call self dot a is equals to a, self dot b is equals to b. So fine, this is init. Then let's call add over here. So underscore underscore add underscore underscore, and then here it takes at least one argument. So other, other argument I'm going to pass. Okay, fine. Then I'm going to call C is equals to, yeah, now it will be correct example. So C is equals to basically self dot A plus other dot A. Yes, this is the correct example. Then return what? So return basically test 2, and yeah, so from a test 2, return over here maybe A and then C. Okay, let's test this example, guys. Yeah, let's test this particular example. This is not going to be the correct one. Okay, so maybe I'm going to pass B over here and then return B, or anything is fine. Now, so here let's suppose I'm going to create a T1 object. T1 is basically an object of test 2. It is going to take A and B. So 5 comma 6 I'm going to pass. 5 comma 6 I'm going to pass. Now there is an object called as T2, and I'm going to call test2, and let's suppose it is going to take 6 comma 7. So we have two object over here, right? We have a two object over here, and both this object is taking some like some values in this particular place, right? In some particular place. So here what we can do, so we can try to basically call print, and print what? So print basically T1 plus print T2. Name B is not defined. Okay, that's a problem. B, it is not able to understand. Mm-mm-mm. Well, let's leave it. Missing one required position argument B. Yeah, returning C, but still it's complaining. Technically, it will try to take both the objects, and like I'm trying to take A from object number 1 and B from object number 2. So it should give me like a 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. So that is the output that it should give in an ideal situation. T1, so it is printing. Even I can just return C directly. That is also possible. And if I'm returning C, so basically it's a T1 plus T2 if I'm going to give. Yeah. This is the example which I wanted to show you. So basically, it's playing with an object. Let me explain it to you, those who are not able to understand. So see, here what it does and what I have done. So add is a special function, and it plays with the object. Object means, so you are trying to give something from a current object and something from a different object. So for example, if I am writing T1 and T2, T1 is one object, T2 is another object. Now, if I have to extract something from here, if I have to extract something from here, and then I have to, because both belongs to a different object, right? So I can try to use basically a add function, and what it will do, so it will try to extract something from here and will try to extract something from here. So that something is nothing but I'm trying to extract A from one and A from other as well, right? Object nature is same, and it is trying to give me T1 plus T2, 10 plus 6 is equals to 16. So this is a use of add dunder function, by the way. This is one of the function that you can try to use. Likewise, there is another function you will be able to find out called as length function. So let's try to understand. Is it fine, guys? Yeah, this is just a two object, separate object. Yes. Now, let's see another function. So here, let me create a class test3, and inside that another function I'm going to like uh, show it to you called as length function. So let's suppose def underscore underscore init underscore underscore, and then here self, and then a I'm going to pass. Okay, and then self dot a is equals to a. Fine. Now here, so I can try to create dunder function underscore underscore length underscore underscore. As its name suggests, it will try to find out the length. So whenever you are going to print, it will try to print the length of something. So it will return what? Return return length of what? Self dot, let's suppose a. So whatever is the length of a, I would like to like return. Yeah, whatever object which we are going to pass. So here let's create a T3 object, T3 object. And here, so T3 is nothing but an object of test3 class. And if I'm going to pass maybe my name, and if I'm going to print T3, if I'm going to print like a length of, what is the length of this object? So I'm just working on the object. So length of object is basically 4. So this is returning me 4 because I have done the implementation of this one. So you will be able to find out that all of this dunder function that we are talking about, right? There is a common property between all of this dunder function, and that common property is technically working with the object, whether it's a str, whether it's a init, whether it's a add, whether it's a length function I have discussed, everything is technically working with the object basically. So if you would like to do something with the object directly, so in that case this inbuilt function comes into a picture, which is going to help you out in terms of doing some sort of a stuff between the objects. I'll try to show you one more dunder function. So there is something called as equal function. So class, let's suppose test4 I'm going to create. Again, nature is going to be like work with the object. So test4 def underscore underscore init, right? And then inside that, so let's suppose I'm going to pass a. Yeah, I'm going to pass a. So self dot a is equals to a. This is something which is available inside init function. Now def underscore underscore eq. Yeah, eq. Now here, so again, this is a dunder. So dunder means it will be working with the object. So I'm going to return basically self dot a is equals to, and here let's keep other so that it will come from other object, other. So other dot a. Yeah, and equal to, double equal to. So this is going to like equate two object, or it will try to check whether these two objects are same or not, and then it is going to give you the final result. For example, here I'm going to create an object of basically T4. So uh, object one of T4 I'm going to create T4 test class, test4, and it is going to take some data. So I'm going to pass 8 over here. Yeah. Object 2 of T4 I'm going to create. So test 4, and here I'm going to pass my name. Fine. Yeah. Now I'll try to print something. So object 1 of T4 is equal to, right? Object 2 of T4. So it is going to return me like a true or false, guys. Yeah. I think we all know the answer, right? So here I'm able to get a false. Let's suppose here I'm going to pass 8, and then here I'm going to pass 8. It is returning me true. So here I'm going to pass 8, and here I'm going to pass, let's suppose 80. It is returning false. So basically this equal to is nothing but it is helping me out to do a comparison between the two different object, right? So as a conclusion wise, you will be able to find out that all of this dunder function that we are talking about, so all of this dunder function is technically working with respect to what? Working with respect to object, whether it's a init, whether it's a str, whether it's a add, whether it's a length, whether it's a equal to. Fine. Yeah. Not much of use. So barely you are going to use all of these functions, by the way. So there is something called as greater than function. There is something called as call function, get item function. There is something called as delete object function. So all of these functions are going to work with the objects, and these are inbuilt function, by the way. Yeah, these are already a inbuilt function that you will be able to find out. So delete is again, if you have to delete the object, so call underscore underscore delete underscore underscore. So wherever you will see underscore underscore simply means that it's a inbuilt function, or it's a special function, or it's a special method, or it's basically a dunder. So that's it, guys. That I think it's time now. So that's it from my side. If you have any kind of a question, so please try to put up your question. I'll try to upload this recordings as well as this entire material. Along with that, so I'm going to upload an assignment with respect to class object inheritance polymorphism, whatever topic that we have discussed, right? And plus a special method. So with respect to that, and try to complete that assignment. So yesterday I have given you 20 questions. Maybe today again 20-25 question I'm going to give you. Complete it. Those who are not comfortable, you will be comfortable. Yeah. Rakesh is saying Dunder method always works with the object, we can say. Technically, yes, it always works with the objects. Yeah. Yeah, Dhruv, go ahead with the question.
Yes, so my question is related to assignment. So
Mm-hmm.
till now,
Mm-hmm.
I uh, we have got 3 and 4 assignment almost, right? And
Hmm.
by the lecture, the assignment complexity has been also increased.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then first and second is assignment. So first assignment I was totally able to do on myself. Then second
Hmm.
almost 50%, the main
Hmm.
one, where it was
Hmm.
around 80 questions.
Hmm.
Okay, and 50% I completed with AI,
Hmm.
writing on my own.
Hmm.
When
Hmm.
it was about the third assignment that I was also able to do, but it's just a fourth time assignment,
Hmm.
the last to last one, the main
Okay.
one, where
Hmm.
you have given almost 70 questions,
Okay.
78 questions, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So what I found, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I have given 4 days, and I was just able to reach even from that method. I was searching in AI, then I was trying to understand also few things. Then I
Hmm.
was trying to like do it.
Hmm.
Then
Hmm.
I ran out of time.
Hmm.
Okay. And then again Saturday and Sunday class.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
till now, how I'm rushing. So I'm able to do, but yeah, now even I'm not writing so many things. So I'm there. So like how to maintain this? What's your suggestion over it? So but technically I'm able to solve, but
Hmm. Hmm.
as far as complexity is increasing, so I'm not able to invest that much time. So much I have to read, so much. So I'm more running towards solutions as of now.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
what's your suggestion in this
Okay,
case?
see, so this is a struggle. The struggle, the time that you are trying to spend. So this struggle is going to, make you a better programmer. It is going to make you a better developer. It is going to bring a better opportunity. And let's suppose this class will go for maybe 3 to 4 months. So it's just a pain for 3 to 4 months. But just within a 3 to 4 months, because of this pressure, right? So why we try to cook inside a pressure cooker? We can try to do even a open cooking, right, without using a pressure cooker. But we all know that inside a pressure cooker, so whatever we can do it without using a pressure cooker. So maybe with a pressure cooker, it will be done within 5 minutes or maybe max to max 7 minutes. If I'm going to do a open cooking, so obviously it is going to take maybe 2 hour, 3 hour time. So if you will be in this pressure cooker, if I'll keep on pressurizing you again and again, and if you are honestly doing it in a bare minimum amount of time, you will be ready. Otherwise, there are so many people who are studying, who are learning since years on years, right? So I know
Yes,
people
yes.
like they're doing a preparation since last 2 year 3 year, and they're still doing a preparation. Even UPSC, right? So many people
Hmm.
do a UPSC preparation, right, for 8 year 10 year. That is very common in
Yes.
across India. And generally, people who are able to qualify in a UPSC, they just do a preparation for 1 year or 2 year, right? First attempt or second attempt. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
So see, if you are taking a pressure in a shorter span of time, you will be cooked soon. Cooked soon means in a good way, not in the bad cooked way, right? So you will be cooked soon. I mean, like you will be mature very, very soon. You will be ready very, very soon, and you will be able to understand. You will be able to build it. Plus, you will be able to yield some income out of it or some like output out of it. If you will
Hmm.
just keep on learning for 2 years, you will feel frustrated. And as
Yes.
a
Yes.
human being, none of us has that kind of a patience, right? We can't keep on studying same thing, because I know people, believe me, I know people, they say that I'm learning Python since last 2 year, and still I'm confused. I'm like, why? Then you are not learning. I'm like, maybe your learning pattern itself is good. So see, again, I'm not saying that complete all the assignments, but yes, with honesty, try to do as much as you can. If you are able to do complete assignments, it's well and good. From my side, I will keep on increasing the complexity. I will keep on giving you assignment. Even today I'll give you assignment whether you do it or not. My responsibility is to give you assignment. Just do it, and believe me, within couple of week of time, you will be like mature enough to write a code on your own without taking any kind of help from anyone, or you will be able to understand even a complex and complex of code. So you will be into a comfort zone, and that is something that we are looking for, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is no suggestion to avoid assignment. There is no suggestion I'm giving
No, no,
you.
no, no. I'm
Yeah.
like the pattern that I'm following. So basically, till my
That's
last,
okay. That's okay. See, this is a hustle, right? And again,
yeah,
so this hustle is going to give you, if it is giving going to give you an outcome in a shorter span of time, I think it's worth taking it, right?
yeah.
It's worth taking it. So do it. Simple.
Okay,
But most of them taking AI help. It's completely fine if you are taking a help of AI. At least you are aware about a scenario that okay, so even this can be, this is possible, that is possible. At least you are able to see a hundreds of different variety. At least you are sitting on your chair and doing something towards learning, right? It's fine for me because I know you are learning. Some of you more, some of you less, but yeah, you are learning. And if that will continue, right? Because see, learning is, and especially at this age, right? So we all are not kids. So basically, we all are out of schools and colleges. Maybe we are fresher, maybe in third, fourth year, but still, we are not under control of parents where someone will come and say that you should study, you have to give an exam. So we all are studying over here. We are all are trying to prepare for our life, right? So that I will be able to get a better opportunity, better earning. Oh, and if with a self motivation, if you are doing it even with the AI, I'm okay with it because I know where you will go in next couple of months. Yeah. So just do it. I just want you to do it in a good
okay.
way, in a bad way. Do it. Yes. Okay. Fine. Next question, Chitranjan. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir. I don't have any question, but same as in addition to Dhruv,
Okay.
that the assignment is really on tough zone, but we are trying to solve it. And end of the day, that what happens that, sir, somehow that if I'm not able to solve question on my own self, so
Hmm.
it gives a kind of frustration that कि मैं कर क्या रहा हूँ यार, मतलब full week we are giving and still I'm not able to understand. So these
अभी
types
तो
of
अभी तो कोई प्रेशर नहीं आया
comes in
है.
mind.
Generally when you will see my, when you will see my challenges, right, and if you are generally genuinely interested to solve those challenges, then maybe you will have to sit for an entire week. But believe me, people have done that. People have even published a research paper. People are able to get a quick transition. Quick transition means before even completion of the courses. Because see, when someone is going to claim you that I'm giving you job assistance, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you that, no one is giving you anything. I'm running an edtech since last 8 years, right? I have even sold a course, and I think most of you are aware about it, a job guarantee kind of program, right? At the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, whether I'm going to bring a company, you are going to apply, it's you who will go and give an interview, not me, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's you who are supposed to feel confident. It's you who should know who must be having a knowledge. It's you who should have done the project, who should have maintained the like a GitHub repository or anything around it, right? So at the end of the day, it's just you, not me, not any kind of a company, right? So it's basically it's completely like a fine to take a
Mm-hmm.
challenges, spend amount of time in a less span. See, so everyone is coming from a different walk of life, right? Some of us is
Agreed.
slow, some of us are fast, right? So in a life, if you would like to win, if you would like to avoid a frustration, because as you will stretch your timeline, you will start getting a frustration, you will start getting anxiety, right? So if you
Agreed.
have to
Mm-hmm.
reduce that frustration, if you have to reduce that anxiety, go fast. Simple. That's the only formula which always works, because at the end of the day, you have to spend that many number of hours, a minimum one, to cross a threshold.
Mm-hmm.
After a particular threshold, you will be ready for a particular position, not before that, right? And when you
Agreed.
go fast, right? So when you go fast, when you learn fast, you make a mistake even faster, and
Mm-hmm.
that is your learning point, right? Let's suppose like you are ready and you will start giving an interview. Maybe you will fail in first five interview, right? And there is the other
Mm-hmm.
person so who is still learning and who will keep on learning for next 6 months. Now who will be the real winner?
Mm-hmm.
Technically you will be the real winner, although you have failed in five
Yes.
interview, but you know that so he's going to spend another 6 months. I have like a lot of time to
Mm-hmm.
something before I will go and I will start applying
Mm.
for another job, and you will be able to crack it. This is how things happens, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So just
Mm.
go into that mode. That is my advice. Go always try, go fast for some like a month. Basically, it's good to, it's okay to be like work under a pressure. And believe me, you while you are working, right, while you're solving like assignments, and when you are trying to do a project, you will never get a frustration, you will never get an anxiety. But when you will not be able to crack a job, when you will not be able to make a
Okay.
transition, then you will get anxiety for sure.
Sure, sure.
You know,
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you
because
so much, sir.
yeah,
Actually, we are trying to solve all the question, and yeah, I know that it's initial stage, it will come, but
yeah,
as on practice, it will, free my hand. Thank you so much, sir.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, yeah. Afifa, what is your question?
Hi. My question is similar to Dhruv and Chitranjan, as they have discussed. I am solving most of my questions with the help of AI,
Okay,
but
that's cool.
there are some questions I am not able to understand even through AI, the
That's
logic
so
behind
that
it.
that's again okay. That's not an issue. See, in a programming, so there are like a millions of dynamics you will be able to get, millions of permutation combination you will get as you will get mature, as you will work in a project, as you will write more and more code. You will keep on getting a maturity. As a mentor, my responsibility is to show you all kind of a situation, put you in every kind of a situation, so that you will become that kind of a mature person ASAP, as soon as possible.
Okay. I'm solving the questions. I'm looking for two, three methods through AI.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, First code and another method
Hmm.
means different code for the same questions and then
Hmm.
different code.
Hmm.
I'm finding, but some of the questions there are even through three methods I can't,
Hmm.
I'm not able to understand that.
That's okay. That's completely fine. What is wrong in that, right? At
But
least
that questions is unsolved.
that is fine. See, the like intention was not to solve the question. The intention was to show you different dynamics, right?
Okay.
That okay, you will go, you will do a research, you will get stuck somewhere, as you are saying, right? So let's suppose there is a person who is not even looking into the assignment. They're not even aware about the dynamics, right? You are saying that you are not able to understand something. For them, they're not able to understand anything.
Okay.
So at least you
Similar
have
thing.
seen that scenario. That is like that is something which I want, because in programming it's just an art basically. It's just an art. You have to become a better artist. That's it.
Yeah. In first few weeks, we were able to solve most of the questions.
Hmm.
Only a
Hmm.
few questions we were able to solve through AI.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, we need to take help of AI. But
Hmm.
right now, most of the questions we are solving with AI. So it's causing a burnout, actually.
Is it is causing a burnout? I mean, like
No, when we are not able to solve it on our own.
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. You will get used to it very soon. At the end of the day, you have to build a project, and over there you have to understand everything. So basically, you are doing something. This is what I want. Simple, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Thank you so
So
much.
yeah, nothing much I'm expecting at this point of a time, because it's just 2 3 weeks of time we have spent together in terms of doing a programming. So yeah, you will be mature very soon. Okay, fine guys. With that, thank you so much. Take care, everyone. See you again Saturday. Plus, I'm going to upload assignment even today. Tonight, by the way, yeah. So I'm going to upload assignment. Try to solve that assignment as and when you are going to get a time. So with that, thank you so much. I'll not stop uploading assignment, especially in Python, because I want every one of you to be good in Python, really good in Python, because I know if you are really good in Python, you will be able to get like a interest basically in all the module. A reason is very simple. Now you will say that okay, Python is just a programming language. We have to learn algorithm. Yes, you have to learn algorithm. Python is just a programming language like any other programming language. But learning an algorithm is not going to be an objective. We have to learn and then we have to build, and that will give you a real dopamine hit. That will give you a sense of satisfaction, and to build those things, Python is required, right? And at that point of a time, I'm not going to basically like explain you a code line by line. Don't expect that I will go and I will explain why I've created this variable or that variable. Not at all, right? That's the reason I'm trying to grind more and more on Python side. Yes. So to achieve that objective, we are doing a preparation now. Hope it makes sense to all of us. We will inherit Python from you. Yeah, this is what I want. Good to have such assignment pushes every time. Yeah. So I welcome to all assignment because we are collecting also the variety of question. You should. Okay, fine, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. It was a amazing class, amazing discussion. So hope you have liked it. See you again next Saturday, same time, 7 p.m. IST. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Take care.